You are live. You got it. Let's see, put it over there. All right, you got it. Right. Um. Right now, I got two. One more. Two. All right. This is what I'm looking for. There. All right. Today is the 12th of September, Thursday. It is 10:31 in the morning, and I actually downloaded and installing the OBS studio in order to broadcast live, not necessarily like this with the camera and stuff, but you know, sometime when I'm streaming something like some events like the debate, for example, happening a couple of days ago, and talking about that, there is plenty of news. Um, um, so, anyways, I should pop it up in my telephone right now. That, for example, say September 11, 2024 presidential campaign news from the CNN Politics. There is a picture of Donald Trump and Taylor Swift because there is a plenty of things going on. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris trade barbs and went head to head on key policy issues during Tuesday's presidential debate as they try to make their case to voters less than 8 weeks until election day. So I actually reading something from my telephone, and they say that you can actually read fact check and key takeaways from showdown. Um, a tight race. Registered voters who watched the debate broadly agreed Harris outperformed Trump, according to CNN flash poll. Harris still faced a tight race despite her strong debate performance, and Trump say he is wins and debate rematch after Harris' team called for a second debate in October. Candidates commemorate 9/11. Harris, Trump, and Senator J.D. Vance commemorate the anniversary of the September 11 attack, appearing to put political hostilities aside for a moment as the nation remembers the tragedy. Just hours after the debate, Trump and Harris shook hands at a ceremony in New York. I didn't know that. They was there and together. Actually, they say hello to each other again yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know that. I will read again. Um, just hours after the debate, Trump and Harris shook hands at a ceremony in New York. This is good. This is good. We need that. Continued Harris campaign released first digital ad following debate to highlight contrast with Trump. The Harris campaign on Wednesday released its first digital ads following the presidential debate, featuring clips from her performance as it seeks to highlight the contrast with Donald Trump. There are two different visions for our country, one that is focused on the future and the other is focused in the past, Harris said in the clip from Tuesday night. The ad titled Leadership aims to emphasize Harris' message to chart a new way forward and spotlight her commitment to bring a sense of optimism about what we can do together, according to a new release from the campaign. 30 seconds show Trump's on the debate stage and what the Harris campaign referred to as trashing the country. We're a failing nation, a nation that is dying. We are a nation that is in serious decline, Trump said. What I offer, what I do offer, is a new generation of leadership for our country, one who brings a sense of optimism about what we can do. We all have so much more in common that what separate us, and we can chart a new way forward, Harris said. The ads will air across digital platforms and spark Harris campaign's $370 million investment in digital television preservations between Labor Day and Election Day. There you are. There's another update from CNN. I actually taking a look at the telephone live event at CNN Politics on live from CNN. They say Trump stand in during Harris debate prepares say former president has changed since 2016. And there's a picture of the guy, Philip Raines, the former Hillary Clinton aide, who portrayed Trump's during debate period with Kamala Harris, shared a photo of his cousin and making from the throne through. Philip Raines, a former Hillary Clinton aide who played the role of former President Donald Trump's and Kamala Harris debate preparation, celebrated the vice president's performance at Tuesday's debate while reflecting on how Trump has changed since his first presidential run 8 years ago. Raines told CNN's Kelly Rollins in the source Wednesday that Harris was successful in carving out the space to remind the viewers of Trump's record while sharing her own plans for the next 4 years. If she had been sitting here or there getting or going tit for tat with him, that would be pointless. But she, it gave her space to tell people this is what he did. This is why he was fired. This is what we inherits. And this is what President Biden and I try. And this is what I'm going to do going forward, he said. And if you don't give yourself the space to do that, to carve that out, he's going to pretend that this it just came to the scene a month ago and that he has never had a record. Rand, who also played Trump's and Hillary Clinton's debate preparation in 2016, argued that Trump's message is now all over the board and described him as a malfunctioning appliance. Anyways, Ohio Governor DeWine knocks down false rumors about Haitian immigrant eating pigs. Oh, this is crazy, eh? And even though if there is true, so what? If you eat a cat or dogs, but to put in the spotlight and to denigrate a Haitian immigrant, Ohio Republican Governor Mike DeWine weighed in on the false claims promoted by the Trump campaign that Haitian migrants in Ohio are killing and eating family pets. Asking about the false claims during an interview with CBS on Wednesday, DeWine said this is something that come up in the internet, and the internet can be quite crazy sometimes. Former President Donald Trump repeated false claim during Tuesday's debate that has been amplified this week by right-wing media figures and echoed by Republican leaders. And in Springfield, Ohio, they are eating the dogs. That's false, Trump said. The people that came in, they are eating the cats, they are eating the pets of people that live there. And this is what is happening in our country, and it's a shame, he said. In a statement to CNN, a spokesperson for the city of Springfield said there has been no credible report of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community. Of course, of course not. Too many racism around Anyways, uh, as I said, I doing this live broadcast right now to read some updating coming from CNN Politics on my telephone, and I trying up this. I don't know, it's the first time in 20. You know what? I want to say that my YouTube channel, I got this register on YouTube for like 18 years. If you see my YouTube channel's register account from 2006, that is 18 years ago. And so, anyways, what happened right now is like uh, a month ago, a month and a half ago, I started to see the situation because I got published like 1,500 videos, 1,500 videos. Because my life previously, I was a nomad, somebody who cycling and walking long distance for a long time. On and off, I was on the road for like about 150,000 kilometers. And so then I kind of like settled down here in rural Quebec, in southern Quebec. What was Since 2020, I was in Sydney, Australia, and the COVID hits the world, and I thought it was a good idea to come back to Canada. Canada is actually my adopted country because myself, I originate from South America, from Paraguay in South America. So, anyways, since a month and a half ago, I started to produce more videos, edit more videos, and revamp my YouTube channel. Right now, I consider to like separate some kind of like themes and stuff, because over here in the YouTube, you can see a lot of news and entertainment and interview and stuff going on in the last few months or few weeks. But before it was clips from my trips and stuff. So everything is kind of like mix it up. But I don't want to delete the videos because, you know, so I'm going to open up a sub account talking about this, like a specific account talking about adventures, talking another channel we I'm going to set up to talk about or to produce videos about bicycle and stuff, survivor and stuff, this kind of stuff. And also, I want to set up a YouTube channel specifically to talking about traveling, how you can find a cheap deal and exploring some dealing, exploring some bargain from airline and stuff in order to find a good deal for traveling. And there is a way to do it. I hope I know you guys know that, and so anyways. But I'm quite happy with my experience in the last couple months. I got in a month and a half, I got 200 and plus subscribers, which is very good. Sometime I live in a small town in Scout, the name of this town, and it's like 2,000 people in here. And the next town is a bigger, it's Saint Marie, and I think Saint Marie has 50,000, maybe 100,000 people. And anyways, I used to commute to Saint Marie by bicycle and stuff. And the other day, a couple of days ago, I went to Saint Marie to the pharmacy, and I find people in the street and a lot of people talking to people and stuff about my experience in that YouTube and my YouTube channel, and I got subscribers live. And so I do things like that. Also, I got this flat rate on my telephone, some belt company, so I could call unlimited to Canada and the United States. So in fact, I interviewed somebody in Arizona and as well in California. And sometimes I call to New York, where my family live in New York, and sister. And so, that way as well, I got some subscriber as well. So I do things like that, and but now, right now as well, I need 3,000 hours in order to apply for monetize on YouTube. And what I'm doing right now is so far it's pretty good actually, because I got 800 hours in 1 month. 800. I need 3,000. So the way that is speeded up is okay. But on YouTube there is two kind of videos. One is that short videos have different audience and different metric, and the other is the video, normal video, this horizontal video. And uh, when you count in the hours for the metric, and is valid as this normal video. So I need 3,000, and I got now 800. Not too bad. But I guess the more important is to enjoy, or try to enjoy, the process of learning. I know this OBS studio because I tried before, but now I downloaded it again on my laptop. I got two laptop and one desktop, so I'm going to use that for a live coverage. And this live coverage will be, yeah, certainly when I actually appeared like this, but in the same time, I will broadcasting something from my computer. I mean, you can do that. I experienced before, like you can kind of like you show up some action, some events happening on YouTube. You can broadcast that. For example, a debate or something that's happening in YouTube, and you can actually broadcast that on the other side. So, and as it is 10:47 in the morning, I am doing my dishes right now over here in the kitchen in my apartment in Scott, in southern Quebec, as I said, and I check it out of what is in the headlines and the news and stuff, in order to my own explore a different alternative for producing a videos and publish it later on as well for the Spanish audience in Spanish, and I publish something as well in English. So, anyways, I want to share with you guys something that is interesting me. This RFK Jr. say Trump's won, and substance by Harris clearly won the debate in terms of her delivery. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. acknowledged in a Fox News interview Wednesday that while he believed former President Donald Trump won the debate, Harris clearly won the debate in terms of her delivery, her polish, her organization, and her preparation. Kennedy predicted the debate may cause Trump support in oncoming polls. I think in substance, President Trump wins in terms of his governance, Kennedy said, but he didn't tell that story. Kennedy, who dropped out of the presidential race last month and endorsed Trump's, highlighted the exchange on economic policy as the extraordinary lost opportunity by the Republican nominee, arguing Trump should have emphasized more strongly the consequences of rising inflation, but instead became distracted. He got distracted, and I think it's unfortunate because I think he really had an airtight argument for his presidency, but he was not able to make that case to the American public. He said Kennedy predicted Trump will see a dip in support in the post-debate polling, particularly among independent voters. He also undercut Trump's claim that rapid reaction polls on the debate universally show he won the debate. Polling over the next week is going to show, probably a slight drop on his support, particularly among independents, he continued. When asking if he has any reservation about endorsing Trump, Kennedy said he still believes Trump is the better candidate on policy. I was listening to the President Trump wins, he said. Now, Pelosi on debate. Harris looked presidential while Trump looked foolish. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi appears on CNN. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Wednesday that she was proud of Kamala Harris' debate performance and hit back at Donald Trump, who name checking during Tuesday night debate over January 6, 2021 insurrection. I was so proud of her, Pelosi said on Harris, adding that Trump looked foolish last night. I thought Harris looked presidential. She showed her plan to take us forward, command her issues and the issues, eloquence in talking about them. Again, strategic strategic in her thinking. I thought she was just spectacular, but her excellence did get under Trump's skin. Pelosi told CNN Anderson Cooper on AC 360. Trump, during the debate, incorrectly claimed that the then Speaker Pelosi was responsible for inadequate security at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, and that she rejects his call for to send in the National Guard. Pelosi pointed out Wednesday that the Speaker of the House has no authority over the deployment of the District of Columbia National Guard, which reports to the President. She added that she pleaded with then President Trump to send in the National Guard, and he never did, until finally he did hours later. We are dependent on the President, who has incited the insurrection and refused to send the National Guard, she said, adding, "You know what? We don't organize. We organize. We just have to win. We have to win big," she said. And so I agree with that. I agree with that the win had to be big, had to be overwhelming winning on November. 14 hours, 23 minutes ago, Harris and Trump's. I still reading something from my telephone, you guys. I still look at a tight race after debate. Here are the top headlines from Wednesday. Vice President Kamala Harris, President Joe Biden, former NYC Mayor Michael Bloomberg, former President Donald Trump, and Senator J.D. Vance attend annual 9/11 commemoration ceremony at the National 9/11 Memorial and Museum on September 11 in New York City. You can see then, um, oh yeah, there is Harris, Biden, Bloomberg, Trump, and Vance together on the picture. That is interesting, huh? Voters and lawmakers are reacting to the presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. The countdown to Election Day continues in very tight race. The two candidates came face to face for a second time this week in an event commemorating the 23rd anniversary of the September 11 attacks Wednesday morning. Here are the key headlines to know. 9/11 event. President Joe Biden, Harris, Trump, and Trump's running mate J.D. Vance were at the 9/11 Memorial in New York City, where they attended a ceremony at Ground Zero. Trump and Harris shook hands. When they arrived, Trump and Vance also visited for a fire station where they met with firefighters. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz participated in a day of service commemorating the terrorist attacks in Minnesota. Biden also attended an event in Shanksville, in Pennsylvania, where photos showed him briefly wearing a Trump hat. General election voting. Voters will soon start casting ballots for the 2024 presidential election as in person. Early voting is set to begin in several states later this month. The first ballots are already going out in some places Alabama started sending absentee ballots today to those who request them. Most states will not offer mail-in ballots until later in September or October. The next firm date, the calendar is September 19, when ballots are supposed to be available, and the key state of Wisconsin. Will there be another debate? That is the question. And CNN update right now. A top Harris campaign official, Quentin Fox, declined to say whether the vice president will agree to a second presidential debate on September 25, but said she thinks Harris is open to a debate in October. Trump campaign senior advisor Jason Miller said the former president already agreed to the September 25 debate and attacked Harris for throwing out some fictional day on October. Trump himself, however, said Wednesday he didn't know if he wanted to debate Harris again. He later said his team is still weighing the possibility of another debate. What is next for Harris' campaign? The vice president is now looking ahead in the final stretch to the election day. Despite the debate performance, the Harris campaign is emphatic that the debate did not change the trajectory of the tight contest. One aide said from here until November, the campaign will continue to operate as a 50-50 race between Trump and Harris. The campaign is working on ways to amplify Trump's answer to believe where the most problematic. Where the candidates will be in the coming days. Harris will attend two campaign rallies in Charlotte and Greensboro, North Carolina, on Thursday. Today, her running mate Walz will travel to Michigan to hold a campaign event in Grand Rapids. Trump is heading to Arizona today, where he will deliver a remark in Tucson. The former president is also scheduled to attend a fundraiser event Friday that is taking place in Los Angeles, California. Now, 14 hours, 90 minutes ago, some House Republicans defended Trump's debate performance. From CNN's Rachel Rose, there you are. Several House Republicans defend former President Donald Trump's performance in last night's debates with Vice President Kamala Harris, insisted that he was able to communicate his views on economy despite moving away from the issues at times. Conservative Representative Rob Norman accused the debates of being biased and told CNN's Manu Raju that Harris did not have it meet high expectations. Norman also basically suggests that Harris possibly knew the question that the moderators will ask ahead of time, but was unable to offer any evidence to back this up. I think she knew the question. I think she had her lines rehearsed, but the American people, whatever she said, they are feeling at the pump. They are feeling it, with crime. The policies haven't worked. She's just been a part of it, he said. Representative Anthony Desposito, a vulnerable New York Republican, praised Trump's performance and said the former president did a good job of talking about issues that matter most to the American people, while Kamala Harris continued to pivot back and forth, and explain what is that she is trying to portray now. On the issue of abortion, Representative John Duarte of California, another vulnerable Republican, arced. What does vulnerable Republican means? Vulnerable Republican. What is that? Arced that Trump was clear that he wants abortion to be kept on the states and did need to explicitly say he is against a national ban. Duarte also said that Trump did a great job communicating the economy, communicating inflation being so low under his presidency, and dismissed concerns that Trump focused too much on his false claims that the 2020 election was stolen. I do not think that as what voters are voting on. Voters are voting on inflation and opportunity right now. Right now, the American people are seeing out of control inflation and their opportunity are falling apart. The job market, Duarte said. Duarte, Spanish, huh? You guys, in case you see this later, because actually this is a live uh, broadcast, live event. It's okay, but I try to leave this video online in case you want to check it out. And then if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you very much. 15 hours ago, this headline from CNN updates: 67 million people, 67 million watch the Harris and Trump's debate, blowing past Biden Trump matchup, Nielsen said. But 67 million is conditioned on the United States soil. We're talking about the world, and around the world is way, way much more than 67 million. Patrons watched the ABC presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris during a watch party in a Union Pub in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, September 10th. This is a picture from Tristan Rose and on CNN. The first presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump drew an estimate 67.1 million viewers across 17 national television networks, according to Nielsen data. Tuesday, the debate in Philadelphia, hosted by ABC News and aired across 17 television networks, easily surpassed the 51 million that turned into the June debate hosted by CNN between Trump and President Joe Biden. Then there was 51 million, now less than 67.1 million. While Tuesday's debate drew the largest television audience of the year, it represents a drop in total audience from 2020, when more than 73 million people watched the first debate between Trump and Biden across all television networks. In 2016, a record of 84 million tuned in to the first debate matchup between Hillary Clinton and Trump. Viewership habits have changed dramatically since 2016, and Nielsen does not account for the myriad of streaming and social media platforms that many also use to watch Tuesday's debate, while fewer Americans watch the debate on television than on previous election years. Millions more watched on digital platforms. ABC drew the most viewers with more than 90 million people turning on, followed by NBC with more than 10 million and Fox News with more than 9 million. Okay, 15 hours and 41 minutes ago, RFK Jr. to attend first campaign event as a Trump surrogate. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his spin room in the spin room ahead of the debate at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in Philadelphia on Tuesday, September 10th. Robert F. Kennedy, that's a picture over there, is set to attend his first campaign event as a Trump surrogate since endorsing the former president last month, according to a news release from the Donald Trump J.D. Funds campaign. Kennedy will appear with former Representative Tulsi Gabbard in a moderate discussion and a Team Trump Reclaim American Tour event in Glendale, Arizona on Saturday. White House, a photo of Biden wearing Trump hats was gesture by partisan unity. The Shanksville fire station protests spoke out about the country's bipartisan unity after 9/11 and say we need to get back to that. As a gesture, he gave a hat a Trump supporter who then said that in the same spirit, POTUS should put its Trump cap. He briefly wore it. White House spokesman Andrew Bates explained via X, or X, sorry. The White House is offering an explanation of a photo circulating that shows President Joe Biden wearing a Trump's hat at the firehouse in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, earlier Wednesday. Inside the fire station, Biden briefly donned Trump's hat as an apparent gesture of bipartisan unity. A White House spokesperson said the president was talking about how the country was united in the aftermath of the September 11, 2001 attacks and said it needed to return to that. He had handed a hat to a man wearing a Trump cap as a gesture, and that man gave it Biden his hat to briefly wear, the spokesperson said. Picture shows Biden smiling widely while wearing the hat. At the Sharksville Fire Station, Potts spoke about the country's bipartisan unity after 9/11 and said, "We need to get back to that." As a gesture, he gave a hat to Trump supporters that then said that is at the same period Potts should put in his Trump cap. He briefly wore it, a White House spokesperson Andrew Bates said on X. Now, the next news coming on 16 hours and 33 minutes ago, persuadable Pennsylvania voters said they want more specific from Harris. John London has known that Tuesday's debate began when she would not vote for Donald Trump, but when it ended, she was in the most unfamiliar place, ready to cast her first vote for Democrats for president in battleground Pennsylvania. By the way, Harris clearly warned, say London, an attorney who lives in conservative Berks County, and I am now voting for her, even though I have many serious policy differences. London became a Republican when she turned 18, a fan of Ronald Reagan's brand of conservatism. Early this year, she cast a primary vote for former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, then switching her registration to independence because she sees Trump as an angry populist. Until this week's debate in Pennsylvania, though she planned to honor her conservative principles on right and some other Republicans, but everything changed when the former president repeatedly refused to say he believes and was critical that the United States stand with Ukraine. Trump said he wanted to end the war and suggested he could negotiate peace between Russia and Ukraine. Conservatives do not negotiate with communist dictators who invade other countries, London said in a post debate text. It will take Trump losing decisively to reform the GOP, and it will be back when that happens. Several voters who are undecided or leaning toward Harris on Trump, uh, but open to change their candidate, give Harris for more positive reviews from for her debate performance. Several though significantly said she was not specific enough in explaining her policy proposals. Kamala Harris says she wanted to lift up the middle class, but now what? But how? Said Linda Rooney, a Holly primary voters who lives in Pennsylvania suburb. She also voiced concern about Harris shifting her positions on fracking and other issues. Cynthia Sabatini, the Reagan Republican and never Trump voter, plans to write in a conservative or vote third party unless Harris wins her over. The vice president did not do so Tuesday night. She is a good debater, Sabatini said, but in my opinion, she needs to answer questions on point. Specifically, Sabatini said Harris found out of the gate when asking whether she believes Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago, and again on questions about border. And now this is interesting as coming up on the update of CNN Politics and live TV right now, 15 hours and 44 minutes ago. Taylor Swift posts lead to upstick on visit the borders registration website. Federal agency says. Here's the picture of Taylor Swift performing on stage on Wembley Stadium on August 15 in London, England. Taylor Swift has called for to encourage people to register to vote, maybe having an impact right away, according to the General Service Administration (GSA), a federal agency that provides governmental services. As at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, September 11th, there were 337,826 visitors to boat.gov. Boat.gov referred to the custom URL created and shared by Mrs. Swift, a spokesperson for the GSA, told CNN. It was not immediately clear how many of those visitors registered to vote. Gov.gov, which is the link Swift has shared and their endorsement, is the federal government's voting registration site run by the GSA. The website directs voters to their individual states and territories to register to vote and provides answers to frequently asking questions. Swift endorsed Kamala Harris in an Instagram post on Tuesday night. I also want to say, especially to first-time voters, remember that in order to vote, you have to be registered. I also find that much easier to vote earlier. And I'll link where to register and find easily voting dates and info on my story, Swift Post Raid. Vote.org also saw a huge spike on engagement around the debate and Swift endorsement. A spokesperson for Vote.org told CNN there was a 585% jump in voters on the website between 9 p.m. through midnight ET during the debates and shortly after Swift post endorsing Harris' Wars campaign. While voter engagement across the country likely increased also due to the debates, the CEO of Vote.org attributed the spike in part to the Taylor effect. Taylor Swift's impact on voter engagement is undeniable, Andrea Hawley, Vote.org CEO, said on a statement to CNN. The post was updated with more details on the reaction from Vote.org. Now, there's another update 17 hours, 21 minutes ago. Democratic Senator prizes Harris's performance against uniquely difficult debate opponents. And there's a picture of Chris Coors speak with the reporters on Wednesday, September 11th. Democratic Senator Chris Coons praised Vice President Kamala Harris's performance in last night's debate, noting that she was up against a uniquely difficult opponent, informed President Donald Trump. I almost never seen a candidate do as well as Kamala Harris did what she needs to do: stay on message, convey to the American people what she is going to do for a middle class America, largely ignore the battling and the personal attacks, fact checks and push back on occasion, but largely stay positive and on a message, Cohen said. Donald Trump, former President Trump, is a uniquely difficult debate opponent because he doesn't tell the truth about anything, he added. Asking whether the debate moved to the needle at all the vote for voters, Coons argued that it did by mobilizing Harris's supporters and possibly swimming some undecided voters. I also think it will be moved to what is a very small number of unpersuaded voters or voters who has gone back and forth. See, he said. Um, I received a letter from Statistics Canada. Um, I also think it will be moved that is what is a very small number of unpersuaded voters or voters who has gone back and forth. He said, a senator from Delaware also criticized Trump's unsustainable claim that Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, are eating pigs. Whoa. That was a misleading story that has, I would argue, ill intent that has already been debunked and was deployed almost on and cued by Donald Trump and make what was a fairly vicious anti-immigrant slur, Cohen said. Now, the 17 hours and 36 minutes ago, Jeffrey calls for Trump to be given cognitive tests after debate. House Minority Leader Haskin Jeffrey called for a cognitive test to be given to Donald Trump, saying his debate performance Tuesday night left him doubting the former president's mental acuity. Can someone give this guy a cognitive test? Jeffrey said to reporters Wednesday. It's not clear to me that he is actually mentally fit to do the job. Jeffrey pointed to Trump's echoing false claims that Haitian immigrants in Ohio are eating residents' pet dogs and cats. It was hard to follow some elements of the debate when the Republican nominee is making up stories about people eating cats and dogs. You can't make this stuff up, Jeffrey said. Vance dismissed Swift's endorsement of Harris as he discussed presentations for oncoming VP debates. Republican vice presidential candidates G.D. Vance dismissed the impact of Taylor Swift's endorsements of by President Harris, arguing she is a billionaire and is fundamentally disconnected from the interests and problems of most Americans. When grocery prices go up to buy 20% up, it's hard for most Americans. It doesn't hurt Taylor Swift. When housing prices became unaffordable, it doesn't affect Taylor Swift or any other billionaire. It does affect middle class Americans and all over our country, Vance told Fox News. Swift signed her endorsements as childless cat lady, an obvious reference to Vance's controversial post comment. Vance said his speech to women voters is that the former President Trump will return public safety and an affordable cost of living. Donald Trump's delivered policies that lowered the prices of groceries, lowered the prices of housing, and most importantly, Donald Trump's delivered public safety in our country, Vance said. As the vice presidential debate approached on October, Vance said his aim to be as well versed in the policy as possible. The way that I think about this is an opportunity, Vance said. I get 90 minutes to talk to the American people about how Donald Trump can make their lives better. We are going to talk about a lot of policy. I'm trying to talk to read and just understand as much as possible, what Tim Walz has done with what policies he's support and how is so different from a prosperity and peace that Donald Trump's delivered, Ben says. 19 hours and 19 minutes ago, Trump campaign launched ad featuring clips of CNN's interview with Harris. A new ad launched by the Trump campaign on Wednesday features clips of Kamala Harris' high-profile interview with CNN earlier this month, while slamming the vice president and the Biden administration over inflation. The ads opened with a clip of Harris saying that via Bidenomics is working. Subdate frequently reference on pro-Trump ad and proceed to clips on news coverage about inflation, including one of from Harris' CNN interview in which she is present on the cost of living. When it's coming to the economy, groceries were less expensive, was more affordable when Donald Trump was president, CNN's Donald Bush said in the interview clip. The ad's narrator picks up, yet Harris is still saying Bidenomics is working. No, isn't it? No, isn't it? The economy and inflation has been given a major point of attack for Trump and his Republican allies, in addition to their emphasis of immigration and crime. Several of the most recent ads from the Trump campaign have focuses on prices, including one saying that Kamala Harris cost to the tie-breaking vote that create America's inflation, a reference to the Paris line vote on the Inflation Reduction Act. The new ads began airing this afternoon on Georgia, and the Trump campaign's quick deployment of sub bites from Harris' first major interview since became the Democratic nominee underscores the Harris campaign's cautious approach the press availability, another point of criticism from Republicans. All right, so we're going to finalize this live interview with one last update from CNN Politics this morning. It is 11:19 a.m. on today, 12th of September 2024. This is Omar Diaz from Scott in Southern Quebec. Former President Donald Trump says Steen is still whether he will engage in another debate with Vice President Kamala Harris after her team immediately called for a second debate in October. I will do NBC, I will do Fox too, but right now we have to determine whether or not we ever want to do, Trump said after visiting the Shanksville Volunteer Fire Department in Pennsylvania. We are looking at it, Trump said. When you win, you don't necessarily have to do it a second time. So we'll see. When you don't win, it's like a fighter. When a fighter has a bad fight, get knocked out or lose the fight, the first thing he said is want a rematch. So if we win the debate according to every single poll, we are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know, Trump said, but we're thinking about it. CNN's flash poll after the debate found that no registered voters who watched the rally agreed that Harris overperformed Trump. As CNN reported this morning, a top Harris campaign official declined to say whether Harris will agree to a second September 25 presidential debate on NBC following Tuesday's performance. Trump said it was very polite between him and Harris this morning, who shook hands at the 9/11 ceremony. Just very polite, Trump said when asked what he said to Harris. Now, several GOP senators gave Trump poor reviews on debates performance. Several senior Senate Republicans gave former President Donald Trump poor remark for his debate performance last night. Well, last night, I mean, this update is about 19 hours and 26 minutes ago. Here's what they said: asking if they though Trump took debates last night from Vice President Kamala Harris, North Carolina Senator Tom Till said, "I do." Till told CNN, if you don't heed advice of people who are specialized in certain areas about messaging, about what do people really respond most of the terms of your legacy, when you do not heed the advice of experts in politics, you are probably going to go into dangerous waters, they said. Texas Senator John Cornyn, who is running for GOP leader, will not say if he believes that Trump's acquitted himself well. Instead, he said, I think he is going to win. Is that the question? I thought the former was no one that was very helpful for him. He said, as a criticized moderators, that's for sure going to happen all the time. They're going to be the moderator into like Kentucky Senator Ron Paul, who has yet to endorse Trump but plans to vote for him, say he wants more of commitment to fiscal responsibility and more of commitment to continue the investigations of COVID. Others were more critical. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, who isn't backing his re-election, said, I don't think it was his best evening. Maine Senator Susan Collins, another Trump critic, said, I don't think the debate was helpful to undecided voters because it did not illuminate the position of either of the candidates. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas Republican said he didn't know who won the debate, but I can tell you who the real loser is, and that is America. And Americans didn't get to hear anything about what Kamala Harris' policies really are. You got it. 19 minutes and 19 hours and 20 minutes ago, Walls reflect on the horror of September 11 attacks at Minnesota events. Here is the picture. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz speak during the day of service commemorating the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack in St. Paul, Minnesota on Wednesday. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz participated in a day of service commemorating the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack in St. Paul on Wednesday, where he spoke proudly about Minnesotans coming together in the wake of the tragedy, creating volunteers and packing donations boxes. Appearing in his official capacity as Minnesota governor, Kamala Harris's running mates recall learning about the attacks on the morning of September 11 in a classroom in Malcoto West High School, where it was though were before entering politics. He remember experiences that moment of disbelief and watching young faces try and comprehend the horror that was in front of them. He was reflecting positively on the states responding to the tragedy by coming together as a community. I remember that morning very clearly, but remember the morning after that when on the streets I had never seen American flags before. They started to come out, and people who hadn't talking that much together started talking together. Uh, it may have not lasted as long as we have like it, but there was a moment of unity around shared values. There was a moment of unity about caring for one another. There was a moment of unity that we are all in this together and that we are really rally around. Wall said. Wall's remarks were followed by brief remarks from Cindy McKinney, whose husband died in the World Trade Center on September 11 and helped organize the National Day of Service commemorating the day. Was then selling packages on oatmeal and help out to put them in boxes to be donated as part of the date of service. Harris, President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, and Senator J.D. Vance are also commemorating the tragedy of the attacks today. All four leaders were on New York and Wednesday for a commemoration event at Ground Zero in Manhattan. Okay, you guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this live event. I'm going to do that more often. I think it's just taking time in order to have plenty of self, how you say, insurance, consolidation of yourself in front of the camera, which I don't have any in general. But I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Myself, I'm a 60 years old man who born and raised in South America in Paraguay. I became Canadian in 1999, that's 25 years ago, and I came here first time in March 1994. That is 30 years ago. So I am here right now, settled down after a long time walking and cycling and living as a nomadic lifestyle. Adapting myself and the scenario and the world scenario. Been in many places around the world, and in fact, I was in Australia, uh, residing in Sydney. And the moment of the COVID hits the world in 2020, and I had to return back to Canada since then. And so far, I haven't done much, but I've been at the islands at the beginning of the season by bicycle, and so it was okay. It was good. Always, I said, you know what, you should do this cycling, and go away forever or whatever. Well, I guess I enjoy my boredom. Let's say that, because it's living in a small town, I thought that. But if I revamp my YouTube channel right now, became more, approachable and excited, and to go ahead in this project. I guess life is, you know, put me in a situation more, let's say, uh, yeah, in a more dynamic way. Let's do that. Yeah, I learned to make to do to say to do to be more disciplined and to follow my agenda and my activities accordingly, and so this is will be take time. I appreciate your likes, your share, and especially subscribing. And so please, guys, subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much, and see you guys later. Bye bye.